Yesterday, the US benchmark stock indices opened with a 0.5% decline as the bears tried to sell from highs. However, the bulls proved resilient and asserted strength, so the indices closed either with gains or with a downtick. The market is ready to conquer new historic peaks in the near future. Perhaps today we will see new record highs of the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is trading at near 33,180 points in the second half of the day. Experts foresee a new high of 33,500 ahead. There are enough fundamental factors for this rally. At the same time, the US dollar is flexing its muscles against major currencies. Its index has reached the strongest mark since November 2020, trading today at about 92.90. The US currency owes its strength to a variety of factors. Market participants raised their inflation expectations due to soaring yields of the US Treasuries. A crash of Archegos Capital hedge fund played havoc on Wall Street. Investors are speculating on a new proposal by Joe Biden about more injections into the US economy. Investors are anticipating US non-farm payrolls, which are due on Friday, that could add up to the overall optimism. In contrast, the EU has to downgrade the prospects of the economic recovery. Meanwhile, the US dollar is winning favor with investors who are betting on its further climb. Today, the Canadian dollar is trading high at near 1.2590 against the US dollar. As a commodity currency, the loonie is heavily dependent on oil prices, which are still following the downtrend. Nevertheless, the technical chart reveals that the Canadian dollar is about to approach resistance of 1.2710. Bitcoin has been trading without crucial changes. It opened today at near $58,200 and advanced to $59,000 per token in the New York trade. The price surged in response to the news that payment card network Visa said it would support transactions in stablecoins powered by the Ethereum blockchain. Crypto investors welcomed the move to satisfy needs of crypto businesses. In terms of technical analysis, if Bitcoin holds firmly above resistance of $59,000, this will open the door towards the milestone mark of $60,000 per token. Alternatively, if the price retreats below support of $54,700, it will drop deeper to $53,000. The number one cryptocurrency has a good chance of holding firmly at the current level and head towards $60,000. No fundamental headwinds pose any obstacles. The US stock market is on the rise, finding support from some serious factors. Wall Street is looking forward to a new stimulus package worth another $3 trillion. Investors have high expectations for the US non-farm payrolls, as the unemployment rate is expected to decline to 6% from 6.2%. The US is outpacing the EU and the UK in the pace of economic recovery from the pandemic-driven crisis. Recently, large US banks have been weighed down by risks entailed by bankruptcy of little-known New York hedge fund Archegos Capital that sent shockwaves through the world of investment banking. Influential Japanese broker Nomura Holdings and the second-largest Swiss financial institution Credit Suisse have already reported on their huge losses. However, American banking giants Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley managed to sell their holdings with minor losses. The US financial authorities warn that the hedge fund's bankruptcy will trigger sell-offs of various companies' shares, so that losses could be worth as high as $20 billion. The situation is under scrutiny of financial regulators to minimize losses for the market. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching and see you back tomorrow.